I just spent 7 days on the world's largest cruise ship, Star of the Seas, and I have so much to say about it. Hey cruising crew, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Alexis, and in today's video, I'm giving you guys my honest review of Star of the Seas. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the overall ship, the food, the drinks, the entertainment, and so much more. So if you're ready to hear about Star of the Seas, hit that subscribe button, and let's just get into it. Now let's start off with the overall ambiance and appearance of the ship. So this is a brand new cruise ship and everything is still brand new and nice on board. What I noticed about walking on board is it's so colorful. I've noticed they're using purple and pink as like their main colors, which I am so there for. Everything is so nice and modern, a little classy, and I absolutely love this. So Star of the Seas does have 8 different neighborhoods, so let's get into each neighborhood first. If you're traveling with family or kids, then Surfside is going to be the spot for you. This is located at the aft of the ship on deck 6, and this is every kid's dream. You have a carousel, you have your own kid pool with splash pad, you also have included kid food, you have ice cream, sugar beach, you also have a bar for the parents if your parents are wanting to sit at the bar while also watch you have fun. This is such a great spot for families. They have so many different kid activities every single day, and this is such a fun spot. Now, if you're a thrill seeker, you do have Thrill Island. Now, this is the Category 6 water park on board. I did try out every single water slide. A few of them I tried more than once, and I was very impressed. These water slides are really, really good. A couple of them were even a little scary. So if you're a thrill seeker or if you just love a fun water slide, Category 6 and Thrill Island is totally for you. Now, if you're wanting to be a little bit more chill and not be a thrill seeker, you have Chill Island. There are so many different pools on board, so many different hot tubs, so many different spots to just literally chill. Now, if you're someone that wants to kind of get away from all the loud kids or kids running around, there is the Hideaway. Now this is for adults only, 18 plus, and I really appreciate a space like this for a cruise ship this big with so many people. In the Hideaway, you do have a lot of space to lounge out, sunbathe. There is a hot tub. There is an infinity pool that overlooks the back of the ship, and this is such a great spot to relax in. You do have your own bar, and there is a DJ playing at all times. So if you're someone that whether you traveled with kids or without kids and you just want some adult time, the Hideaway is such a great place. You also have the Aquadome. So rather than Oasis class ships, you have the Aqua Theater, which is located in the back of the ship on the boardwalk. On Star and Icon, you have the Aquadome. It's located on deck 15, the front of the ship. Now this is enclosed. This is where they do their Aqua Theater production shows. Very great shows. I love this venue because there's actually so much more in this venue than just the Aqua Theater. You have restaurants like Hooked or the Aquadome Market, which is included food. You have bars, you have the Overlook, which is such an amazing spot to just hang out during the day. And at night, it's so relaxing to hang out here as well. You have Central Park on deck 8, and I really love the Central Park. There's so much going on here. You have different restaurants like Izumi, Chops. You have the Park Cafe. You also have different bars like Trellis or Bubbles, a champagne bar. You also have a jazz venue where you can go and listen to jazz. So jazz in the park is really nice. What I really like about the Central Park is that you can actually get to the Royal Promenade from the Central Park. There is a spot where you can just go down the stairs and end up right behind the Pearl in the Royal Promenade. Now, another neighborhood is the Royal Promenade. So as soon as you walk in to the ship, you do see the Pearl, which is the absolute star of the show. And this is just such an incredible place. In the Royal Promenade, you have so many different things to do. You have all different kinds of restaurants, all different kinds of bars, karaoke, so many activities. All your shops are here. Royal Promenade really does take your breath away on Star of the Seas. You also have your suite neighborhood. So if you're staying in a suite, You have your own coastal kitchen restaurant, you have your own lounge, you have your own sun deck to hang out at. And if you really wanted to just book a suite and be a ship within a ship concept, you can definitely do that here on board. So for the total ambiance and overall ship appearance, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 stars. Now let's get into lodging, which is our stateroom and bathroom. So we were staying in our stateroom located on deck 10, and I really like being located here. Now, if you've seen any of my other review videos, you know that I like to book my rooms on or around deck 8 on these mega ships. And this is because on deck 8, you have Central Park. So if you're located on or around deck 8, it's easy to get all over the ship because you can walk through the park to get on the other side of the ship. So we were located on deck 10, which had very spacious hallways. I was actually pretty impressed with how much space there was. We were in a junior suite, and we have stayed in a junior suite before on other ships, but not one like this. We did have a junior suite where the bed looked out to the balcony. I did find that this junior suite was a little bigger than I've had on previous cruise ships. Felt the TV was bigger, the balcony was definitely bigger, the bathroom was bigger. I love the counter space in the bathroom. I could live in that bathroom for a while. I did appreciate all of the lighting around the whole room, like on the ceiling. There was a designated spot for me to get ready and even store my makeup and hair stuff like that. So I absolutely loved this room. So for the overall lodging, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 stars. Now let's get into entertainment. So before I start with getting into the shows and different entertainment venues, I'm going to just start off by saying that Star of the Seas has the best entertainment of any cruise ship out there in 2026. I know that's a big statement, and there are so many great cruise ships with great entertainment right now, like Excel, but Star of the Seas really blew it out of the park with every single source of entertainment that I saw. So let's just get into their big show, Back to the Future. So this will be in the Royal Theater, and this is based off of the movies, which is so popular, and I was expecting it to be really good. However, I was not expecting it to be that good. So the cast was perfectly casted, very talented group of performers. I thought the stage was fantastic. All of the props, like that theater is just absolutely amazing. Um, yeah, the production, everything was fantastic. I love this show. I do think that if it wasn't such a long show, and maybe if I was staying on for another week, I would have totally went back and gone to see it again. This is definitely my favorite production show at sea. So you have to see Back to the Future if you are on board Star of the Seas. Seoul was the ice skating show, and once again, I was very impressed. I love this skating rink because of how it's designed. I think that no matter what seat you have such a good seat to see the show. I loved the production of this. There's one skater that stood out to me in particular, and he was such a great performer. He was so smooth, such a joy to watch him. They also had cool like ramps where these two guys were flipping and stuff like that. So this was a really entertaining show. You also have Torque, which is in the Aquadome, and this I think has the most performers that I've seen in a cast. Lots of different performers. There's divers, synchronized swimmers, dancers. You also had two guys on dirt bikes, which is pretty cool at sea. So yeah, this is also a great venue to where no matter where you're sitting, you have a good seat. What's really cool about this cruise ship is you have a designated bigger spot for adult comedy. Now, although this venue is a little bigger than other cruise ships, you still have to book your reservations because there's not enough room. So as with all these mega ships, I do recommend booking before you get on board, booking your shows, restaurants, stuff like that, because stuff does book up fast. Or if you're getting on board on embarkation day, make that the first thing that you do because all of these shows you need reservations, and especially adult comedy gets booked up pretty fast. Another great entertainment venue was the music hall. So this is a two-story venue where they do concerts, they do game shows, and this also turns out to be the nightclub, which is such a great venue. I love this for entertainment. Now, if you're someone that likes to gamble for your entertainment, right past the music hall is the casino. This casino is absolutely massive, has every slot, every table game that you can need, However, it does get very busy, so if there's a certain slot or table game that you like, maybe get there early. There is also a venue that had dueling pianos, so this was pretty interesting. And if you've seen regular dueling pianos, this is not necessarily like that. They don't duel, they kind of just take requests from the crowd and sing them. However, very entertaining spot. You also have Lou's Jazz Club in the park. I love this venue because it's located in the park and it is an indoor outdoor concept. And what I mean by that is they keep their windows open so you could still feel the breeze from the park while listening to great jazz music. If you're someone that kind of still wants to stay close to Royal Promenade to see what's going on, but wants to listen to some lively music, you can go to the pub where they usually have a guitarist. Now, this is always fun, especially if the guitar guy is really good. We actually had seen this guy before on Utopia of the Seas. He actually remembered what we requested from Utopia, which was really funny. You also had a show in the theater, The Price is Right. So if you've seen the TV show, The Price is Right, they basically just recreate this. This was really fun. People did win prizes and money, so it was really entertaining. I will say you do have to pay to like actually participate, like buy different packages. So that was a little annoying, but it's still fun and worth it. I'm going to give entertainment on board a 5 out of 5 stars. Now let's get into extras. With extras, I'm going to be talking about the food, drinks, and the spa. So there are so many food venues on board this ship. You absolutely can't try all of them in just one sailing, or maybe you could, you would just be really, really full. So there's so many different included dining options. One that I really like is the Aquadome Market because this place has different selections of types of food. You can get barbecue, you can get Asian, you can get Mediterranean, which is my personal favorite. A lot of people like the crepes. You also, if you're hanging out at the water park, you have base camp where you can get burgers, tots, hot dogs, stuff like that. If you're hanging out with the kids at Surfside, you have the Surfside Eatery, which is included. You can get chicken tenders, fries, ice cream, all of that good stuff. You obviously have Sorrento's where you can get pizza, El Loco Fresh for Mexican, and of course you have your main dining room and the Windjammer. There's so many included options. Now, we did purchase an ultimate dining package for this cruise, and I'm so glad we did. It was 100% worth it. We did eat at Izumi, Hooked, Chops. We also did a couple of new things that we haven't done on Royal Caribbean, and one of those was Chef's Table. So we have done Chef's Table before, but just on Celebrity, not on Royal Caribbean, because they usually do it in the main dining room, and on Star of the Seas, they actually do it in Hooked. So in Hooked, in the back of the restaurant, there's a big table where they do Chef's Table, and so we decided to do this. This was a little extra cost, even though we had the dining package, but I'm so glad we did this. One, because the venue was great. We ate at sunset. Two, you're sat with people that you don't know, so it sparks for a good conversation or just talking to different people you wouldn't normally talk to. And you get a meal that you won't be able to get on anywhere else around the ship. We also tried the Lincoln Supper Club, which was such a great experience. Now, this is a big, hefty price. This is the most expensive restaurant on board, and it is extra even if you have the dining package. Now, I did do Empire Supper Club, which was on Icon of the Seas, and this one, Lincoln Park, was based out of like Chicago. You do have to dress formal. Men have to wear a suit jacket, and if you don't have one, they provide one for you. Now, this is just a whole dinner experience. It is an 8-course meal paired with cocktails and paired with songs. Now, yes, there is live entertainment, and every time you get a new pairing, a new cocktail, a new meal, then the song changes, and I absolutely love this. So if you love fine dining, if you like dinner and a show and you're able to afford it, then I think it's absolutely worth it. So if you're a little unsure if you want to spend the money and do the Lincoln Park Supper Club, I did do a video on Empire Supper Club from Icon of the Seas. So give that video a look to make sure you can kind of see what the experience will be like, what to expect, and if booking this is right for you. Now let's get into drinks and bars. So there is a Vitality Cafe on board, which I absolutely love. here at the Vitality Cafe. It's located in the spa, and here you can get fresh juices or smoothies or protein shakes, which I really, really enjoy. This is included with your drink package. Um, every day I found myself getting a drink like a beets, ginger, apple, and I absolutely loved it. You also have 1400 Bar, which is located in the Royal Promenade. And this was my favorite bar because it's a nice spot to hang out at. You're kind of in the middle of everything in the Royal Promenade. You also have great views. The windows are from ceiling to floor, so you can look out at sunset or sail away. Now, I don't usually talk about the spa, mostly because we don't do a lot of spa treatments. We did tour the spa, and I will say, I thought that the thermal suite was going to be a little nicer and bigger, but it was actually just the same as like Oasis class ship. And I thought that with Star being the newest, largest ship, that they would have put more things into it or made it a little nicer. And so if it was a little nicer, if they added a couple more new things, then we would have had the thermal spa. I'm going to give the extras on board Star of the Seas a 4 out of 5 stars. Now let's get into the itinerary. So on our 7-day cruise, it was a jam-packed port cruise, which is always fun. We did go to Coco Cay, which is Royal Caribbean's private island, and I love coming here because you could have a different experience every time. If you just want to go to South Beach and have a beach day, you can do that. If you want to go to the pool, you can go to the Oasis Lagoon. If you want to pay extra and go to the water park, you can definitely do that. If you also want to pay extra and just have adults only, you have the Hideaway Beach. So Coco Cay is such a great stop. I love how your food, your drink package, and Wi-Fi is included. We also went to Cozumel, which is such a great spot to book any type of excursion, like fishing or snorkeling, or if you want to do like a beach club, they have a lot of those as well. We also went to Roatan, and here again, doing excursions here is always really good. If you like animal sanctuaries, they do have a ton of these here as well. We also went to Costa Maya, and this time it was a little different because we actually left port at 12:30 p.m. So there wasn't a lot of time to get off and go and do something, but Costa Maya is still a really fun place to just walk around and see the port. So for the itinerary, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 stars. Now let's get into staff and service. So before coming on board, I did have high expectations for the service because with the newer ships, they do try and push out their best employees. And that is just what Star of the Seas did. Every service that we had, bartenders, from the restaurants, our stateroom attendant was really good. Guest services, everyone was really nice and helpful. And we even saw some waiters that we had seen from previous ships, which makes me happy because you know that they're being promoted. Um, so like when you do your survey at the end of the cruise, it's always really important that you guys do that because it may not seem like it, but it means a lot to these workers and staff members. If you give them a good review, then it does boost them up in their positions or whether they go on another contract or another ship. So always remember to do your survey. So with the staff and service, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 stars. Well, that is my honest review of Star of the Seas. This ship is absolutely amazing, and I think that anyone and everyone should go on it. Whether you're a kid, whether you're family, whether you're want adults only getaway, Star of the Seas has something for everyone, and it's so much fun. It's so beautiful. One thing that I will say is it's the best entertainment. If you're on Star of the Seas, go to Back to the Future. It is an absolute must. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite Royal Caribbean production show? Mine's obviously Back to the Future now, but I would love to hear what yours is. Now, if you guys found this video helpful or enjoyed it at all, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you're always updated with all things cruising and travel. Don't forget to always seize the day, and I'll catch you in the next one.